Deep in the emerald, rolling hills of southwestern Slovenia, nature keeps a secret. As you travel through the quiet Lokva Valley, the air feels clean and cool. A narrow stream murmurs softly beside the road. Forests lean inward, enclosing the landscape in green silence. Nothing prepares you for what comes next. Without warning, the earth rises into a vertical wall of pale limestone, towering 123 meters into the sky. And there, suspended halfway up that immense cliff, embedded directly into the dark mouth of a cavern, stands a castle. This is Predjama. In Slovene, its name means simply, the castle in front of the cave. But simple words cannot capture its strangeness. This is not a castle built on a mountain. It is built inside one. Its white stone walls seem to grow organically from the gray rock. The structure blends so seamlessly into the cliff that it feels less constructed and more discovered. Beautiful, yes. But make no mistake. This fortress was not built for beauty. It was built for survival. It is a defiant grasp at life on the edge of an abyss. Welcome to the largest cave castle in the world. The story of Predjama begins long before knights or kings. For millions of years, the Lokva River carved through limestone, hollowing out caverns in the mountainside. Water shaped this rock patiently, drop by drop, forming tunnels, shafts, and hidden chambers. By the 13th century, humans recognized what nature had created. A natural fortress. A stronghold protected by sheer cliffs on three sides and darkness behind. The earliest records of Predjama date to 1274. Over time, the structure expanded, layer by layer, blending masonry with rock cave. Let us cross the wooden drawbridge. The moment you step inside, the temperature drops sharply. The air becomes damp. The stone sweats with condensation. This is not Versailles. There are no silk tapestries to soften the cold. No golden chandeliers to banish shadow. This is a fortress of necessity. Look closely at the walls. On one side, carefully laid stone blocks form the human architecture. On the other side, untouched rock presses inward, ancient, uneven, alive with moisture. Water drips rhythmically from the cave ceiling. Each drop echoes through the chambers like the slow ticking of a clock that measures centuries instead of minutes. To live here required endurance. To rule from here required nerve. And one man embodied that nerve perfectly. His name was Erasm of Predjama. In the 15th century, Erasm became a legend, a knight, a nobleman, and eventually, an outlaw. He is often called the Robin Hood of Slovenia. The story says that after killing a relative of the powerful Habsburg emperor in a duel, Erasm became a marked man. He fled to Predjama, to his eagle's nest in the cliff. The emperor's forces followed. They surrounded the castle, blocking the main road and cutting off supplies. They believed starvation would end the rebellion. Weeks passed. Then months. Winter settled into the valley below. Soldiers shivered in tents. Rations grew thin. Yet high above them, life inside Predjama seemed strangely comfortable. Smoke rose from chimneys. Laughter echoed faintly from windows. And then something astonishing happened. Legend says that Erasm began to mock the besieging army. On Easter Sunday, he sent them roasted ox, fresh lamb. And in the height of summer, when cherries were scarce in the valley below, he showered them with baskets of ripe, red fruit. The soldiers were bewildered. How could a man trapped inside a mountain produce fresh food? Was he a sorcerer? Did the cave hide magic? The truth was even more impressive. Behind the visible structure of the castle lies a vertical natural shaft that climbs upward through the rock. This hidden passage leads to the top of the cliff, far beyond the enemy's line of sight. While soldiers guarded the main entrance, Erasm's servants slipped quietly through the cave tunnels at night. They traveled through forests and villages in the Vipava Valley. They gathered supplies. They returned unseen. Prejama was not a prison. It was a gateway. Nature had provided not only shelter, but escape. But every fortress, no matter how ingenious, has one weakness. And often, that weakness is human. Erasm was invincible from the outside. But betrayal crept in from within. One of his own servants was bribed. The servant agreed to signal the enemy at the moment Erasm was most vulnerable. And so the story reaches its strange and almost absurd conclusion. High on the outer wall of the castle, suspended precariously over the cliff edge, stood the outhouse. A small chamber, exposed and fragile. One evening, as Erasm sat there in solitude, a candle flickered in the window. That flicker was the signal. A cannon roared from the valley below. The shot struck the precise spot. And the legendary knight, who had defied an empire for over a year, died in the most unheroic of ways. It is a reminder that history, for all its romance, is often brutal, and sometimes darkly ironic. Let us walk through the rooms as they stand today. The dining room feels surprisingly warm compared to the rest of the structure. Wood-paneled walls were added to fight the damp. You can imagine armored knights seated at long tables, warming their hands over flames, goblets raised high, laughter ringing into the cavern above. Move deeper into the complex. The air grows colder. The torture chamber emerges from shadow. Here, the cave's natural darkness served as jailer. Iron chains hang silently. Stone walls absorb sound. This is where enemies vanished into silence. Above and below these chambers stretches the cave system itself. 14 kilometers of tunnels snake beneath the mountain. Stalactites drip slowly. Bats cling to ceilings. It is a subterranean labyrinth where the boundary between the built world and the natural underworld disappears. Standing here, you feel small. The castle does not conquer the mountain. It survives because of it. Today, Prejama is quiet. Cannons rust beneath open sky. The drawbridge no longer rises. Visitors walk where soldiers once stood guard. As the sun begins to set, the valley glows in golden light. Shadows stretch across the cliff face. And the white walls of the castle begin to shimmer faintly against the black mouth of the cave. It looks like a pearl held gently in the jaws of a dragon. Prejama is more than architecture. It is stubbornness carved into stone. It teaches us something essential about the human spirit. When backed into a corner, we endure. When surrounded, we adapt. When faced with darkness, we carve passages through it. Nature here is not background scenery. It is partner, protector, and accomplice. It offered water, shelter, concealment, and escape. Humans merely added walls. Standing at the base of the cliff, looking upward at this impossible structure, you feel awe, not only for medieval engineering, but for the resilience of those who called this cold, damp cavern home. Prejama is proof that even in the most unlikely places, between rock and shadow, kingdoms can rise. Thank you for exploring the hidden fortress of Prejama with me. If this journey into stone and survival sparked your imagination, I invite you to subscribe to our channel. There are many more secrets waiting beneath mountains, behind palace walls, and inside forgotten corridors of history. Until we meet again, stay curious, stay brave, and keep searching for the magic hidden in the mountains. Goodbye. Candle snow-capped mountain sparkles.